Do you want God's plan for your life? Do you want to discover your calling? Do you want to build a business that's aligned with God's will? Hey girl, hey! I'm Jeanette, business and faith coach. After a decade in the military, the Air Force said, see you later, and I had to find my true calling. Want to know how God directed my life from a cybersecurity engineer to a faith and business mentor? In this podcast, I'll teach you how to start a business, how to know your business is God's calling, monetization techniques, how to trust the Holy Spirit, and how to set boundaries to listen to His word alone. Ready to become unapologetically unstoppable? Hey girl, hey! I'm actually only on one social media. I know, right? I feel like when we're entrepreneurs and we're out there and we're doing all the things, we want to be in all the places, right? I've got a coach who's on Instagram and Facebook, and she's got a group, and she's on LinkedIn. I don't have time for all that. I'm starting my brand over. So you know what? I'm on one place. And the one place you can consistently find me on is the grams. Sometimes I'll reposition all my stuff over on Facebook, which means I post it on Instagram and it goes to Facebook, but I'm not really on Facebook that often. Mostly like high school friends, grandparents, aunts and uncles. I love Instagram. And the way that I use Instagram is I don't have a huge following over there, but I know almost everybody that I'm connected with because I like to form real, actual relationships with people. And I'm not about the spray and pray and try and get everybody in my DMs to try and sell them something. It's not who I am. I feel like that's very inauthentic. And although those strategies do work, they are not aligned with my values, right? It's not something that I want to do. So in order for me to make Instagram my tool of choice, and the way that I do it is I have to show up every single day. And because it's such a visually driven, content strong community building tool, I have to use stories. I have to use reels. I have to use images. Even if it's just word images, I have to use images every single day if I want growth. And I have to connect with people in other people's posts. I have to respond to other people's posts, but I used to use this as a strategy and not as a relationship building tool. And now I'm using it for relationship building, and it's even better because that's my goal now. It's not to just like try and get out there as many times as I can. It's to actually build relationships with people when they say something in the comments and I feel drawn to them. It's more of a response thing. It's not like I just go out there and do. It's I feel called to respond to this person because of that, right? So there are some things you need to do. Obviously, for your Instagram, you need to set up a business account, and that needs to be linked to your Facebook business account, and that's a whole other set of tools. But I do need you to use that, okay? And then there's also the hashtag strategy, which is no longer really a strategy anymore. You still see people using hashtags as a strategy, but now Instagram and Facebook are trying to use SEO, search engine optimization. They're trying to get you to just put in words. I don't know if you noticed this, but when you go to the feed and you're going to search on like the new stuff, it says in the top, search for, and it tells you things you can search for instead of hashtag, I don't know, bunnies for Easter, bunny Easter toys. I don't know. It's going to actually say, don't use the hashtag. It's going to say, type in whatever you're actually looking for. DIY Easter bunny. Almost like Pinterest, right? So I want you guys to start using SEO when you're doing things and be very conscious of the words you're using. So if your main brand is about your top 5 pillars, you need to have 5 pillars. We can go into that again another time. But you need to have 5 core things that you guys are actually doing all the time, that you're talking about all the time. Maybe it's mompreneurship, maybe it's marketing, maybe it's building things with your hands, and maybe it's family life and God. You put all those in there, and those are things that people are going to come to you for. Those are your pillars. Those are the things you need to be using SEO for. You can even say like, Today, as a hashtag mompreneur, we were out there praising Jesus. I love God so much. You've already used 3 SEO words: Jesus, God, hashtag mompreneur. You got to be thinking about these things. It's like you want to be putting everything you do in a certain lens, the marketing lens that you have, whatever you're selling, whatever your thing is, whatever that vibe is. So that way people are being attracted to you for those things. It's like a dog whistle, y'all. They got to come to you for that exact thing. Now, I want you to think about what success means to you on Instagram. You can have a big bank account and a little bit of followers, or you can have a lot of followers and a teeny tiny bank account. It does not matter how many followers you have. That is not a direct correlation of how much money you're making, okay? So I want you to think about that, because I know people who are making tons of money, but they don't have a huge following on any of the platforms they're on, because that is not their thing. They are not social media marketers. That's not what they're selling, right? So I want you to think about that too, because when you're engaging in the DMs, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a huge following. You can also look at your analytics. There's analytics on Instagram, so you can take a look and see who's following you, who's saving your items. That's what really matters, is how many people are saving your things, because you know that content that people are saving, that's gold. Those are the things that people want to see more of from you, because they're saving it because they think it's that good. They have to save it. I don't know about you, but I don't save a whole bunch of stuff. The only thing I save is like Reels ideals. I don't save things to just save things. And when you see people saving your things because they're so good, it's so niche, it's so different from what everybody else is putting out there, that's the thing that you need to be doing even more of. So I want you guys to look at the last 20 posts you've done. See what has the best bang for its buck, how long it took you. I remember the first time I went semi-viral, it took me 2 seconds and didn't even think about doing the reel. I was just doing it because it felt good. It felt like I was in flow. So I just did it. And it went, okay, viral for me. Okay. I'm not like a huge influencer or anything, but it was like 3,000 views in like 3 days. And I was like, whoa, why? What happened? It wasn't even something that I was known for talking about, which I think is why it went viral, because it was different. But it's not something that I want to be known for, so I didn't keep producing that kind of content. But that's another thing you need to think of. Is this the content that I want to be known for, or am I just trying to be known? Are you? Because you shouldn't be. Just letting you know. Okay, so we talked about the power of Instagram and how you can grow your business with it. We talked about being out there, getting started, getting it set up correctly, getting your bio done correctly, because your bio needs to be search engine optimized as well. Your name, your username can be whatever your actual name is, and then your name that is shown, it needs to be your business. It needs to be what you do. It needs to be, like if you're a photographer, it needs to be like San Diego photographer, San Diego bridal photographer. It needs to be as specific as you can in that amount of words, because that's what people are searching for. If I'm searching for a catering company or a makeup artist, I'm going to look up MUA, makeup artist, and then my town, because that's just what I'm going to do. And so if you're search engine optimized for that kind of thing and you're new, I'm still going to look at your stuff. I might not book you, but at least you'll be found. I might follow you, but at least you'll be found. You know what I'm saying? So I need you guys to think about that as well. Okay. And then we also talked about, I didn't really talk about this, being consistent. I'm really bad at being consistent. I'm not going to lie. I think that you need to be as consistent as you are. Consistency actually means doing the same thing over and over. Consistency does not mean showing up 3 times a day every day because they say that that's the best way to do something. So the way that I show up every day is I show up every day in my stories, Monday through Friday. Saturdays, I'm with my kids. Sundays, you're not going to find me on the internet, except for you might see me like showing something about church or something. But for the most part, you're not going to see me on Saturday or Sunday because I'm with my family. Monday through Friday, though, every single day I'm going to wake up. I'm going to tell you my gratitudes. It might be the middle of the day because that's just how my day's going. But I'm going to do my gratitudes every single day. So I need you to remember to show up however you show up every single day. That's how I show up, is in my stories. I can do that. I can't post something every day. That's just not me. If you're a blogger, if you blog every day, you can do that. But just know that that is important, okay? and being actively engaged with people in your audience, watching stories, commenting on things, being a part of the community, showing up. People like people who show up. I was in this Facebook group for a very long time and it was about ads. And I was like, okay, I'm actually going to look into doing ads right now for Facebook. Oh yeah, I'm in that Facebook group. Oh my gosh, she's running a challenge. She runs a challenge every month. And because she runs a challenge every month and I see her showing up, I want to be with her. I want to be with her and do the things because she's doing it. She's showing up every single day. And I know that if I'm showing up the way that I show up in my stories, you're going to get gratitudes from me every single day. You're going to get part of my life every single Monday through Friday. It's just how it's going to be. So if you're off on the weekends, living life with your family, which is what I want you to do, then you won't see me because you're not going to be on the internet either, right? Think about who your target audience is. Don't do stuff that's out of your boundaries. Okay, that was a long-winded thing about Instagram, but I'm using Instagram for business because that's where I'm going to be. That's where I live. That's where I'm at. What are you going to use? Pick one thing. If it's YouTube, double down. If it's Twitter, tweet away, my friend, tweet away. If it's TikTok, go TikTok till you rock, okay? But whatever that one thing is, just do one. Don't get caught up doing all these things because you're not going to be consistent and it's not going to be good because you don't have a huge team. Honestly, when you get a team, you need one person for each platform and then a project manager at the top of the train, okay? Anyways, so think about that. Bye. Wow, that was so good. So I know that you know somebody that also needs to hear that. So share this episode, leave a review. And I would love if you could watch my free workshop at JeanettePeterson.com/missingpiece. I'll see you guys over on the grams at Jeanette.Peterson. Bye.